Good afternoon. Sorry for the late jump in here. I started on another, I'll be honest, I started on another account and it was the wrong account. So I'm going to start from here, start fresh. So my name is Heather Van Veen. I am the program coordinator for the North Bay RNIP program. And RNIP stands for Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program. The purpose of this Facebook Live is more intended for employers within North Bay. So if you're an employer yourself, or if you're not an employer but you know an employer who might be interested in the program, then absolutely listen in and maybe you'll learn a few things. There's not a whole lot for employers to know regarding the RNIP program, but there are some specifics that employers need to know, and they may not know, so hopefully I can cover it for you here. I can also write it down, my contact information. If you have any questions, you can always contact me, or if you have somebody that you might know who also might be interested, then you can give them my contact information and they can reach out to me. So, the first thing I want to say about employers participating in the RNIP program, there's no commitment on behalf of the employer. The only commitment that we ask, or that is required of the employer, is that they offer a job to an individual, an applicant, and they do the hiring themselves. We do not pick the applicant for them. So the application and the hiring process is all up to the employer themselves. So that is the only commitment, if you want to call it, that the employer has to participate in the program. So it's not really any commitment, it's not too heavy of a commitment. And if it doesn't work out with the applicant, the candidate, then that's okay too. So I will start by just kind of introducing our website. So the North Bay RNIP program has a website, and it's pretty easy. It's northbayrnip.ca. And on our website, you can kind of find everything that you would need to know. Well, you will find everything that you need to know as an employer to participate. The first spot I will go to on our website is the FAQ, the frequently asked questions. Here there's a few areas that employers would find useful and beneficial to check out. The first one, it is, what is the North Bay Area RNIP community boundaries? So that is a 45-kilometer radius of North Bay. So that includes North Bay itself, Callander, Powassan, East Ferris, Bonfield, West Nipissing, and some unorganized townships. So we are trying to expand that boundary, the radius, just because we can't include Berks Falls. So we are trying to expand it, but for now, it's a 45-kilometer radius. So that's the first frequently asked question. The second, what sectors will be hiring skilled foreign workers? So this one's kind of geared towards applicants and employers as well. So if you're not sure if the jobs that your place of employment offers, if they fit under the jobs that North Bay is accepting for RNIP, then you can check out the list. We have different sections. So there's healthcare and social work, there's trades, there's business administration, there's information technology, other professionals, and then we have another category that's called open, and we only accept 10 in that one. So definitely, if your place of employment offers occupations in the other ones, then that's awesome, that's great. And I would say there's about 40 occupations that are a guaranteed occupation for RNIP. And if you're not sure what your occupation, so each occupation has a code. It's the NOC code, the National Occupation Classification. And if you're not sure what the NOC of the occupations that you offer are, then you can always go to our website. There's a little link under that frequently asked question, the second one, and go to there. And yeah, there's a link that you can click and you will be able to find out what the code is. So that's that one. And then another one that's geared towards employers. Can any employer provide a job offer? Not necessarily. It's only eligible businesses within the community. And there's criteria that you must fit as an employer to be eligible to participate within RNIP. And I will go over those briefly in a bit. So that's kind of the questions that relate to employers under the FAQ on our website. So I will go down. So now at the top you will see an employers page. So you can go to that. And then there's also more tabs that you can check out that relate to employers and how you can be eligible for the program. So the first one is ensure your business meets the federal eligibility requirements. So that's pretty much the biggest one. So there's a little tab, you can click on that. So I'll kind of briefly go over them. But it's best to go over them on your own, just to go further in depth, just make sure that you do meet all the eligibility criteria. So for the first one, you must be an established employer within the boundaries that I mentioned before, whose main operations are located and operative in the boundaries. And you also must be an established employer who has been legally operating a business within the boundaries for a minimum of 3 years. If you don't fit those two criteria, you can also be a new business that has invested a minimum of $500,000 in capital. And it's the onus of the employer to be able to prove all of this stuff. The second one, the employer must demonstrate a need for foreign nationals to meet labor needs, confirming through their past recruitment activities that the positions cannot be filled by Canadians or Canadian permanent residents. So the purpose of the RNIP program is to fill positions within the North Bay area that North Bay and area citizens cannot fill themselves or ourselves. So we are looking outwards to newcomers, to immigrants, to fill those, and hopefully we can get as many filled as possible. So if a foreign national is already working for you on a valid work permit, then they can apply for RNIP as well. So it doesn't have to be a completely new position. And to confirm the need for employers or for employees, employers are asked to provide information on their efforts to recruit Canadians or permanent residents in Canada to fill the vacancy. So we'll just ask for a bit of information, like the length that the position was left vacant, where the position was advertised, how long the position was advertised, a summary of recruitment results, and confirmation that the foreign national, if hired, does not replace or displace current employees. So pretty much you have to have posted your job previously. I believe it's for a minimum of 30 days. And yeah, you just can't be replacing or displacing your current employees. And the next, in order for a job to qualify for the North Bay RNIP program, the employer must be offering a foreign national job that is full-time. So it must be full-time, it must be permanent, and it must offer a wage that meets or exceeds the job bank's minimum wage for that offered position. And it must not be in violation of the IRC or of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. Must not have any outstanding orders against them. So you can't have any outstanding orders against your place of employment under the Ontario Employment Standards Act or the Occupational Health and Safety Act. And the employer must be hiring under one of the NOCs that I mentioned previously, that list that we have. And if it doesn't, if your position doesn't fall under those NOCs, then I would have to approve it, and it would go under the open category. But also remember, we only have 10 spots, so that's not many. So, you know, if it does fit under the other positions, then that's even better. And we just ask for a job description of the position that you're trying to fill. The employer cannot request or accept any money in exchange for providing a job offer. The employer is responsible for the recruitment and normal human resources screening for a foreign national application for position suitability. So that just means I do not find the applicants for you. You do the hiring process yourself, the interviewing process, which is kind of nice so that you see the people that you might be interested in. The employer must be prepared to welcome and accommodate foreign nationals into the workplace by meeting at least one of the following requirements. So you have to complete a training that's offered by Yes Employment. It's the Cultural Diversity Training. So it's about a 3-hour training, and I set you up with I give you the contact information for the person who does the training through Yes Employment. She does a great job. A lot of places of employment have the training, and they're not even part of RNIP, so it's definitely an asset to have. Okay, so that's the employer eligibility criteria and responsibilities if you wish to participate in the RNIP program as an employer. I know it sounds like a lot, and there's just a lot of small details, but it really is not a whole lot to be able to be eligible. If you're a current employer in North Bay and you've tried filling the positions previously, then you have a very good chance of being able to participate. And then, so there's just a few more things that would be required from you as an employer to participate. So like I mentioned, those previous eligibility criteria you have to meet. If you do find an individual that you want to hire, you need to fill out an employer declaration. It's a quick little sheet. You just check it off, sign it, and then you just send it in. It's all on our website, and I get a notification that you've submitted it, so it's very, very easy, very quick. And then, so when you do find an individual who you want to hire, you are going to fill out the offer of employment to a foreign national form, and that's the IMM 5984. You can also find that on our website. The applicant might also already have it for you to fill out because they tend to know what they need and what they have to submit. So that's just a quick form. Yeah, It's not too extensive. And if anything is not filled out properly, then I would just let the applicant know, and then they would let you know, and you could just fix it up and send it back in. And then there's the employer declaration, the IMM 5984, and then the cultural diversity training that you need to complete. Those are the 3 biggest things that I need from an employer, and the rest is pretty much up to the applicant. I will be in contact with the applicant quite a bit, so if you ever want to reach out to myself, you can reach out to myself. If you want to, relay a message to me through the applicant, you can do that as well. Yeah, it's pretty seamless. And then also, you can also post jobs on our website. So the same page that I mentioned before, the North Bay area, so the North Bay RNIP.ca website, you go to that, and then you go to the employer section up at the top, and then you can, if you don't have your own login, you can create one. So when you go to create one, you will fill out an employer declaration, which I will get, and then you will get an email sent to the same email that you used, and that's where it will send you a password, and that's where you can sign in with that password. You can reset your password. So that's how you start a login. And you can post your jobs. So once you log in, you will post your jobs. It'll ask you all the details that you need to provide. It will send myself a notification, and I will approve it as long as it meets all the eligibility criteria. I will approve it, and it will show up on our website. And then you will get applications sent directly to you. I won't see them. You will get them, and you can reach out to the applicants yourself. And then if you find someone, you can choose to offer them a position, and then that's when you would do the IMM 5984 and the training if you haven't already done it, the cultural diversity training. So that is pretty much the specifics about RNIP geared towards employers. I'm going to put in the information for my contact information. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to myself, or you can even ask questions right now in the chat. So I see a question, what are the opportunities for IT engineers? So that's definitely one of the knocks that North Bay RNIP approves or has approved. Unfortunately, I don't do the job search for the applicants. So it's all up to the applicant to find the job. Which is why it's beneficial for the employers to post their jobs on our website so that individuals looking for jobs can go on our website and just find them quickly on there. I'll just give a few more minutes to see if there's any questions. looks like that's all the questions. So I just want, excuse me, I just want to, again, say that, you know, if you do have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to myself. No question is a silly question. I will always be willing to answer any questions. I see another one. When will the applicant live stream be? So that will be Friday morning at 9 a.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time, and it will be on TikTok. So go to the Yes Employment TikTok page, and I will do a live stream for applicants who are interested. And if you want to check it out again, if you're an employer, feel free to check it out again. Thank you for stopping by.